I mean, not suppose, it indicates right there it's 90 degrees. We can therefore say, well, angle OPN, we can say angle OPN is equal to 90 degrees. What would be the reason for it? Well, we can say the sum of a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, the sum of a straight line is 180 degrees. So if OPN is a right angle, therefore OPM will be 90 degrees, a right angle as well. Since we have a right angle, we have an hypotenuse, we have one leg, and we want to calculate the height of this triangle. Can you see why we want to calculate the height? Because if we have the height, we can then find our final, we can find Pn. So let's go do this. So let's say Pm squared plus OP squared is equal to OM squared. So this is the Pythagorean theorem, right? I can say, let's suppose this one is, I'm going to change to cyan. So let's say this is A. Oh, hey, why not change it? Let's say this one's A, this one's B, and this one has to be C. But instead of writing A, B, and C, I'm now writing the line names because they have given names, right? Like you and I, we like our names. So let's give them some names too. Okay, so PM. PM is 7 squared plus, I'm calculating OP, so I don't have OP. OP squared, and OM is 25 squared. Okay. So I can then say 49 plus OP squared is equal to, give me 1 second, sorry about this. Let me grab out a little calcy quick, a little calcy. I'm not prepared. 625. I knew that. Just wanted to double check on the calculator. Wink. Then we're going to subtract 49 on both sides, right? So OP squared, I'm going to transfer from the left to right. That gives me minus 49. That gives me 576. If I take the square root of both sides to calculate OP, let me see, the square root of 576, that gives me, oh, perfect, 24. Okay. So therefore OP is 24 units long. Okay. So let's go right there what we found. We found that OP is equal to 24 centimeters. Okay, centimeters. Now that we have OP, we can finally calculate Pn, right? So I can now say, well, I'm going to take OP squared plus Pn squared is equal to On squared. Let's go denote some names to these lines just so it makes sense for us. So I'm going to leave B as B, but now I have a new A and I have a new C. Well, why am I using Pythagorean's theorem again? Because I have a right triangle. Very important. Okay, very important. So we found that OP is 24 squared plus Pn is the one I'm looking for, and that's equal to On. Where do I find On? Look, On is my hypotenuse. Okay, so it's going to be squared. Then I can say, well, 24 times 24 is 576 plus Pn squared is equal to 30 times 30, that's 900. Now I'm going to again transfer from left to right. This becomes negative 756. So therefore Pn squared is 900 minus 576, which gives me 324. And 324, I can then say, well, Pn, if I square root both sides, square root means what times what gives me this value, but it has to be the same value, right? So Pn therefore is then the square root of 3 to 4, which is 18. Oh, perfect. So we have another perfect line. So I now calculated Pn. Pn is therefore 18. Now, is there any way we can test this? Well, in fact, there is. I'm going to switch over to yellow, because yellow will always be my testing colors in videos, just so you guys know. Okay, so we have 24. Let's test to see if this is in fact true. Well, we can test this with the Pythagorean theorem. Since a squared plus b squared has to be c squared, has to equal c squared, we have 30 centimeters. It's supposed to be 24 squared plus 18 squared. This one gave me 576. This one is 900. And then 18 squared is what? 18 times 18 is 324. 324. If I add these two to value, or these two together, well, 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 goes over. 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 goes over. 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. And therefore, we can see that 900 is in fact equal to 900. So my Pythagorean theorem is correct. So now you might wonder, what if it's not equal? What if you have like 901 is equal to 900? Well, in this case, we do not have a right triangle. Okay, we do not have a right triangle. So we can add this little dash through the equal sign. All right, goodbye.